I came late, so I apologize if this question was already asked, but how are we to handle the disposal of the odd objects that don't necessarily fit into a trash bag that aren't recyclable? Was this already asked?
Yeah, well, the policy is that one bulk item, and that's a definition that covers a lot of different types of things, chair, other pieces of furniture, microwave oven, those kind of toasters. So bulk item can be picked up out of one residential unit each week.
So those items like, I don't know, the 5-foot broken broom or the 5-foot mop that doesn't even work anymore, that doesn't fit in the bag, I mean, those items are exempt and we won't have to pay for a sticker? So $2, I could be looking at $2 to dispose of one item?
I wouldn't want to put one item in there. You're allowed, under the ordinance, currently you can put up to 35 pounds in the bag. So as long as you can fit it in the bag, then it gets all the way.
Okay, so it won't be rejected if there's a big thing sticking up out of it.
Yeah, something like that might be recyclable anyway.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for being here and being in front of the fire squad.
Thank you.
John Morgan, Ward 6. Been here for 20 years and it's ridiculous how this trash thing is going. The only thing is the yard debris. I remember before JRM used to come by, leave one truck separately, not mixed in with the trash, would come by and pick it up. That has been happening lately. They've been picking it up with the trash itself. So
Let's deal with that one, Jack. That's a complaint that we hear from time to time. We take it up with the contract. It should not happen. Sometimes there's a misunderstanding as to what's being done, but I take it face value that they think it's being accurate, that it's being commingled with the household trash. It should not happen because it does add to our tipping costs. The yard waste should be segregated. It's taken to a different facility, and we're not charged for it, or charged us for it.
another question too is, for buildings that are in Malden and it's like really bad, with the loan taken out, I don't know where the money went to. I have an idea, but it's useless talking about it. What buildings or what land is owned or government funded?
This school that we're in tonight, every fire station, police department, city hall, McFadden Manor, those are the general ones. And there's a recycling program implemented in each of those locations, again in an effort to reduce the amount of waste that is generated at those sites, but those are picked up by the contractor and disposed of in the same way as every place else.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Phil Glennon, Neal Street. This is a done deal, okay? Everybody's here bull. Everybody doesn't want to do this. What happens if everybody just doesn't do it? Then what happens?
I don't, what's your name, Phil?
Yes.
Phil, I don't have the answer to that this evening, but
I don't think we should pay for something that the Malden is in the hole. It's not up to us. People pays are not going up, but everything else is. And I don't think people should have to pay the money. I think it should be up to the individual to pay it. Or if they have another place to bring their trash, not dumping it on somewhere else, I don't think they should have to pay.
I'm not following. Well, all the individuals do pay. We just should do the program?
Don't pay at all.
Oh, well, I understand.
And what happens if somebody doesn't pay?
Well, if somebody doesn't pay, then be fine. Like they would for any, if you went for a red light, you'd be fine.
So basically, you're forcing the city of Malden, everybody in the city, to do something they don't want to do. Basically, that's what you're doing.
You do that every day of the week with every kind of rule and ordinance and statute that's enforced by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the city of Everett, the city of Malden. We understand, I get your point. We don't like the idea that we're putting this program in place. Offenders that don't comply, we'll deal with them the way we talked about this evening. As I mentioned earlier, if there's some kind of feedback on it, if the lashback is so serious that somehow we can't enforce compliance, it becomes so impractical, then we'll have to deal with that at a different level. So if we become the one community in the Commonwealth that deals with it in that fashion, out 125 that have this program, and then there's a fee, as I said, a flash charge that is implemented in another 100 communities. So out of the 351 cities and towns, 230 of them have some form of fee for trash pickup. If we can have the one community that can't do it, then I, together with the gentleman and the woman who's on the council, who's not here, but we'll have to deal with it in the way we deal with any other issue that comes to our attention.
It's basically get more revenue, that's all.
Well, yeah, we said that. There's a choice between, you know...
Why couldn't you cut somewhere else? Why couldn't you pull back somewhere else?
Well, again, I tried to, at the beginning of the session here, explain what I think the confinement is and what it is it would take to cut $5 million out of city operations. You can't cut. If we decided to do that, we could cut. But if we begin to cut, and there is no additional revenue stream that comes either from a program like this or from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, which I'm trying to tell you is not on the horizon, then we will be faced with the kinds of cutbacks that I believe, if not tomorrow, certainly some year down the line, not too far away, will make Malden a very undesirable place to live.
It's that way now.
You know?
It's lousy as it is.
Okay, well, that's your opinion, and, you know, hey, I understand you, I run for office, I serve in a position, you can tell me that it's lousy and I have to take it. All I'm telling you is I'm trying my best. I think these gentlemen behind me are trying their best. I mean, I don't want to try to rebut your point specifically, but the facility that you're sitting in is not too lousy. There's a great public park right up the street. Councilor DePietro has done a fantastic job on a place like Fellsmere Park. We just put a new park in at Pine Banks. We put a new park in down at Maplewood Street. We're redoing every facility that we can. We're opening up a state-of-the-art facility for senior citizens. I mean, I believe, you know, I spent 13 years trying to do the kinds of things that add to the quality of life. You know, I have to be able to stand here and have you say it stinks and whatever you're paying for now doesn't work. Why should you pay more? I hate you. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it. I disagree.
One thing, Mayor, just before, this is my last question. I don't think you should pull from the people in Malden. I don't think you should make people pay. I think it should be up to the individual. Because I don't like it, I don't think anybody else is like it. I think everybody here is leaving because it's a done deal, more or less. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm sure, you know, just to comment on the comment, I'm sure that we've done this at 2 occasions, gotten similar kinds of feedback at the other site that we took the informational session to. People hear that it's if not unanimous, it's which we expect it to be. If we said to you all, would you like us to charge you more for what it is we're trying to do, and we're sure we would get probably a highly negative response. I know it is a little bit more distasteful when you don't get the option to weigh in first, and I understand that as well. As I said earlier, it's part of the process of holding the position. But if people are of the opinion that we should go in that direction, then these gentlemen have been here as long as I have, all lived in the community for their entire lives, all trying to strive to try to do the same kinds of things that we're talking about. If we think that being able to cut back and not have any additional resources and not run departments the way they're being run now will add, you know, to your quality of life, then I'm sure they're going to take that up. As they continue to get the kind of feedback from the community that we're getting this evening. And they may, in fact, for the next budgetary session, they can change their minds, you know. They can say next time, or they can even take up the program now if they want.
Maybe they won't be in office.
Maybe they won't. That's your entitlement as well, to send a message through a vote. I don't think that scares any of them, sir. I don't know your name, but just so you know, I don't think too many of these gentlemen are impressed by the fact that somebody won't vote for it. Everybody is doing what they are doing because we believe it's the right thing to do.
This is a taxation without representation.
Oh, sure. You know, we take your taxes, we do the best we can.
2.5. It's another way of squeezing the people.
Look, I'm not saying that's a valid point of view or an opinion, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts doesn't agree with you. You know, it's a fee that we are allowed to charge. 125 other communities have done the same thing.
I recycle everything. I'm a recycler.
Okay.
You know, that's all I'm putting. You know.